Hello, Mark Crosfield here. More swings coming at you from my iPhone, iPad, Android app called Golf. This guy sent his swing. He looks a little bit like he might suffer from blocks, maybe overdraws, even hitting the ground first with his iron possibly is where it might go with the way he's swinging this club. So let's see if we can give him some help and hitting some better golf shots. Let's get stuck in. Okay, great flowing, athletic movement. There's lots of positives in this swing. Now, to me, it looks like you fight the right-hand grip. Right-hand grip is definitely more under the club than I would like to see it. That tends to turn the club around the axis of the shaft during the backswing. Now, what happens if you would deliver the club that way? Obviously, the club face would be what people call pointing left, closed. So you have to counteract that somehow. I could counteract that by swinging a long way right, raising the handle to try and get the face pointing more right to allow the ball to start right and draw back. But my pass is going to be a long way right of the face, which might cause some overdraws. And if you just get the angle slightly wrong with the face, you might get some big blocks. The other thing that happens for me if I do that is I tend to feel like I'm hitting up at the ball. So low point happens a bit early, hit the ground a bit first with your irons, those kind of things. So this is a good one for people who are struggling. I've seen a few comments saying, why do you always do over the top actions? Well, this is the most common action out there that I just do what I get sent through. But certainly here's one for people who might be struggling with an overhook. Look, there's two things you can do. Obviously you could tackle the grip, so right hand much more on top, try and get rid of this turn in the club as it goes back. But then if you were to make the movement you make with a neutral grip, the ball's going to go in those trees. So you would then, if you're going to tackle the right hand grip, you would need to think about swinging a little bit straighter through, even a bit more down to the left. What I tend to do with people with this to start off, to be honest with you, is I tend to try and move their path a little bit and try and move low point. So I would like to see you try and hit some balls where you feel like you're swinging to the left. So keep the grip where it is, but feel like you take the club relatively straight back, it might feel to you, and then on the downswing, open up hips, feel like you're pulling that handle forward and dragging that club across your body. So really feel like you're rotating through. Some of the best players in history who have hit with stronger right hand grips, right hands under the clubs, often have big rotations on the way through, and that's what balances out their grip. Now, what will happen for you if you are swinging at the moment quite a long way to the right with your swing direction, the path of the club will be slightly right and verging on up. So you see how the pencil here is kind of going just right of target, where the whole shape of the hoop is pointing way off to the trees. I want you to try and move low point to be forward of the ball, so hit down on it a bit more. So I want you to feel like you're swinging the hoop, so the path of the club, if you like, or the swing direction of the club is actually called, but lots of people feel like it's the path, to the left. But as long as you're hitting on the way down, so turning your hips through, dragging that handle forwards, you'll see the pencil here, the path of the club as it hits the ball, would be relatively at target, subject to a little bit of shaping the ball. So, because for me, if I put right hand under the club like you're doing, I want to hit the ball this way. So I'm de-lofting, so I can accept that. Maybe in some of my lofts I'll change the loft of driver and things I use, but I'm going to accept that I'm going to de-loft to compensate. So I'm taking the loft off to compensate for the closing of the face, so I'm moving the handle forwards. But to do that by hitting down as much as that makes me feel like I'm doing, I feel like I've got to swing left to get that path straight, as Hoopy there explains. So I want you to keep your grip where it is, set yourself up, feel like you're swinging up the left, starting the ball left, dragging that handle. So if I do one like you, I put my right hand underneath. The only way for me to hit target is to kind of hit a left to right punchy shot. I mean, I honestly feel like I could really play golf like that. I sacrifice a bit of height. It's certainly not the way I've worked out to play. I've worked out to play much more from kind of neutral positions. But if the rules changed and I had to use your grip, I would much more open up, handle forwards, trying to get less loft on the club, but trying to swing it left to get the path going more out towards target, because you're hitting on that way down. The other thing you can do, like I say, is you're going to have to think about your right hand grip to get rid of this kind of around and raising, hitting out to the right position. You could get left hand grip much more on top, but still you're going to have to feel that you're swinging down and to the left a lot more as you hit the ball, because you're swinging up and much more out to the right. So you've got to change both things simultaneously. You can keep the grip where it is, feel like you're opening your hips up, dragging the handle forwards, get the right hand more on neutral, don't worry about the handle drag so much, feel like you're opening your hips up and swinging left to balance out that grip. There's such thing as a good and bad grip. There's a grip that's functional or not functional. For you, the way you've worked out to fight your grip to find target, in my opinion, is not the strongest way. There are tour players gripping it the way you're doing, and they're working it out the way I'm working it out, swinging down and left a lot more to get that path of the club a little bit straighter, but they're sacrificing loft. So it might not be some of the biggest hitters in the world, but often very accurate, kind of Zach Johnson kind of style swing. Stronger grip, handle forwards, big rotation, just kind of popping the ball out there. I've played with lots of good players who swing that way. Have a go, try both ways, see which one makes more sense to you. I'd love to hear, post comments down below. Thanks for sending the swing. Hope that helps, guys. Hope that makes sense and helps a few of the people who are overdrawing a little bit. Let me know. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. Also thumbs up the video, post comments. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching. Hello, Mark Crosfield here. More swings coming at you from my iPhone, iPad, Android app called Golf. This guy sent his swing. He looks a little bit like he might suffer from blocks, maybe overdraws, even hitting the ground first with his iron possibly is where it might go with the way he's swinging this club. So let's see if we can give him some help and get him hitting some better golf shots. Let's get stuck in. Okay, great flowing, athletic movement. There's lots of positives in this swing. Now, to me, it looks like you fight the right hand grip. Right hand grip is definitely more under the club than I would like to see it. That tends to turn the club around the axis of the shaft during the backswing. Now, what happens if you would deliver the club that way? Obviously, the club face would be what people call pointing left, closed. So you have to counteract that somehow. I could counteract that by swinging a long way right.